What up, B Squad? It is me, JB, and we are here today, you guys, with another brand new review for, what is this? What are we reviewing? Oh, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you guys. This is season 13, the reunion, part 3, you guys. So before we go ahead and get into this, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, shall we? All right, you guys, so if I'm gonna be honest, I don't expect for this to be extremely long because part 3 of the reunion, they could have kept it. They really could have kept this part 3 of the reunion. So we pick up where we last left off. And you guys remember that Andy was talking about the fact that Teddy was on Watch What Happens Live with Kyle and talking about the fact that Sutton carries alcohol in her purse, right? So, you know, Sutton believes that Teddy was doing Kyle's dirty work. I want to ask this question because I still never understood why the viewers dislike Teddy so much. I never had an issue with Teddy. I wish she would, I will say here lately, since she's been off the show, Teddy is very annoying, but I ain't never had an issue with Teddy. Never had an issue with Teddy, but I know the people don't like her. Now, what I will say is I do agree with Sutton that I do believe that Teddy was doing Kyle's dirty work because it was insinuating that she has a drinking problem, right? And then Kyle flipped it back on herself, talking about her, her grief. And I was like, okay, Kyle. So now you are going to take what Sutton is saying to you and make it about yourself. Cool. But Sutton said she could have been a better friend than Kyle. And they both said that they want to work on their friendship. So they got up and they hugged each other, right? And so they took a little break. And so they took a break to bring Kathy out. And I am so confused as to why Kathy was even at this reunion. It just really, truly made no sense to me. So Sutton started talking about how hot it was and how uncomfortable she was. And what I will say is when Kathy came out, I do miss Kathy because I miss Kathy's quirkiness because she was talking about the fact that she watches all the clips online because Andy asked her if she watched the show this season. She says, I watch all the clips. He's like, wait, you watch all the clips? She's like, I don't really watch any shows. So then she said, but I do watch What Happens Live because it goes by so quick. I was like, this, like I said, I've missed Kathy. I've missed Kathy. So after that, actually, let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So after that, we move on to talk about the things that Erica said earlier in the season about, the women. Now, let me backtrack really, really quickly. Andrew Joseph Cohen, sir, you tried it by calling Kathy the Grand Dame of Beverly Hills, and then you said it's not Vanderpump. You said she's not Vanderpump. Like, say what now, sir? The Grand Dame belongs to Karen Huga over on the Real Housewives of Potomac. And I know the people fight on social media about Cherise being the real Grand Dame. I'm like, oh my God, it's a fake ass title. Like, why y'all arguing about a fake ass title, right? Neither here nor there. So, remember Erica talked about earlier this season that some of the ladies are afraid of Kathy because of, who she is, the access that she has. And I'll agree with that. I will say I agree with that. Kathy is a big, out there in LA, it's Hilton. Hilton. So, yes. She's friends with she's friends with the biggest names. You guys remember, she was friends with Michael Jackson. So, Kathy could, she's friends with Kris Jenner. So, yeah. I got where Erica was coming from. So Andy asked her who does she think in the group fears Kathy. Kathy found it funny, right? And then Sutton, it was so weird. Now, remember, I told you guys a few minutes ago that Sutton did say that it was hot and she felt uncomfortable. So Sutton said, whoa! And she just started shaking. And I was like, wait, what happened to Sutton? And now, Kathy, I thought it was a little rude when she said this. Well, Sutton, you're 49, so it was bound to happen. I was like, are you suggesting that this is menopause, that she's, now her being hot, yeah, I guess you could say that that is menopause, but wow. Okay, Kathy, thought that was a little rude. Then the medic came in, and they told Sutton that her blood pressure was elevated, and that they feel like she should go to the hospital, but she just she decided she just wanted to lay down. So she and Garcelle went to her trailer, right? And so before she went to her trailer, Erica was talking about Sutton's neuropathy, and Kathy was like, I don't understand. I was like, girl, don't you have your phone in your purse? You can easily Google neuropathy. But Erica explained it to her, right? So as Sutton was leaving the stage, Kathy whispered to Kyle, I was going after her next. So I feel like she knew that. I was like, why were you going after her next? Is it because of the fact that she said on the show that when she didn't defend you in the press, you called her and yelled at her? I do believe, let's go back to last season's reunion, right? When Erica said that Kathy called the guy at that club that they went to a F and F word, right? I believe it, because if I'm not mistaken, it was years ago that I believe Paris actually said that word. We'll talk about Paris in just a minute too, because Paris has some things to say, not about the reunion, but about her soon-to-be ex-uncle, or well, currently her uncle. So, yeah. So once they left, they were talking about Erica and the girls in the group, right? And when Kathy was looking at Erica, she's like, with you, like, you don't care about any. So I'm going to sum it up, because Kathy wasn't making a whole lot of sense, but what Kathy was saying was, with Erica, Erica doesn't care about who she is, about the fact that she's Kathy Hilton, because she doesn't care, right? Okay. So they asked Crystal, like, do you agree with Erica? And she said, yes, she does believe that, some people are afraid of Kathy, right? And she brought up some kind of, wait, no, that's different. So yeah, she agrees with that. And so we also found out that Kathy and Renna, they've made up with each other. I was like, really? How the hell did you make up with Renna? Like, if I was Kim, I would feel a way that really? Okay, very interesting, but hey, it is what it is. It ain't got nothing to do with me. We'll pause here and we'll move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So the end of the reunion, like I said, part 3 was a dud. They really could have kept it, because so we talked about Mauricio and Kyle, but we didn't get a lot of answers from Kyle, because Kyle talked over, like, Kyle would start to answer a question, but then she would take the answer and kind of go a different direction. It's like she never really just really definitively answered a question, right? So we saw their package. And so they talked about Mauricio and the agency, something that Kyle didn't want to discuss, because Andy asked Kathy and Kyle when Mauricio left the agency, because Kathy was like, Rick told Mauricio not to poach any of his people, but he did poach some of the people. Kyle didn't want to talk about that, right? But then Kyle was like, well, when he worked for Rick, he had his own little thing up under, Rick's company, where he had his own people. So I guess Kyle was trying to say he took those people. I don't understand. I didn't understand it. Speaking of Mauricio and the agency, right? So you guys know Mauricio has his show, I forget what the name of his show is, on Netflix, right? It's similar to Selling Sunset, but it's not Selling Sunset. I forget what his show is. I forget what the name of his show is on Netflix. But I guess the show has come out. I guess the new season is airing. I don't know. But I'm finna read you this. So it says, Paris Hilton, this is from People Magazine, you guys. So it says, Paris Hilton slams Mauricio Umansky for using the Hilton name to plug his lame show. Umansky detailed his professional fallout with Paris's father, Rick Hilton, in a teaser for Netflix buying Beverly Hills. So Paris is defending her father, Rick Hilton, as a consummate gentleman following Mauricio Umansky's decision to detail their professional fallout. On Tuesday, Netflix shared a sneak peek of the second season of Umansky's show, Buying Beverly Hills, featuring the 53-year-old explaining his decision to leave luxury real estate brokerage Hilton and Highland, which is owned in part by the Hilton family. During the preview, Umansky said it says, quote, he says, let me read this again. During the preview, Umansky said, quote, got kind of fucked up, getting my words tied together. During the preview, Umansky said actually this quote is terrible. During the preview, Umansky said he, quote, got kind of fucked by Hilton and Highland, end quote. God, it's incredible to get that out. By not being made a partner, and he went on to co-found his firm, The Agency, in 2011. Paris 43 clapped back at the allegations in the comment section of a fan account, Queens of Bravo, which had shared the clip. Paris's quote says, "My father is a consummate gentleman and has always taken the higher road. He would never speak negatively about his family, especially in the press," end quote. Hilton wrote in a seemingly since deleted comment, quote, "Frankly, we are all sick of him using the Hilton name every chance he gets to plug his lame show," end quote. Quote, "It's enough already," she wrote of Umansky. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I did not know that. So MJ from Shaw's of Sunset and also from Traders, she's an agent at the agency. Oh, that's cool. So MJ shared her thoughts under the same Instagram post, writing, "Let him live and speak his truth. No one should be silent," she wrote. "It's the quiet ones you have to watch out for." Hilton's statement comes shortly after the release of the new clip from Umansky's show, in which he explained how not being made partner impacted his wife Kyle Rich's relationship with her family, including her sister Kathy and brother-in-law Rick. "So, I think I got kind of fucked by Hilton and Highland," he told friends. "And when I say fucked, like today I'm happy, but there was 100 agents at Hilton and Highland. They did $1 billion deals. They did $1 billion for the first year. I was 19.6 of their production." He says, "I went to Rick and said, I'd really like equity, right, and to be a partner. He went back, talked to Jeff Highland, got back to me, and basically I was told no," Umansky added. "Then I went home, I talked to Kyle, I go, this is really going to cause a lot of stress between you, your sister, and your family, and I don't want to do this move of leaving and starting a company if you're not comfortable." People reached out to Hilton and Highland for comment earlier this week, and I guess they didn't get a response back. Umansky also said that Richards, 55, was 100% supportive of his decision to leave and that he doesn't think poorly about Hilton and Highland. "I am Rick's brother-in-law, but unfortunately, it got soured because it really affected the family. Kyle more than anybody. She stood by me, and at the end of the day, I needed that." Okay, so Buying Beverly Hills premieres on March 22nd on Netflix. Will you guys be watching? Let me know in the comment section, you guys. All right. So after that, we saw Garcelle and Sutton, so they left the reunion to go to the hospital. We found out that Merce was at the reunion when they went to go get Sutton and Garcelle's purses and phones. So we talked about how Kyle and Kathy made up with each other. So they were at, I think, Kim daughter's Whitney's wedding, and they, like I've said plenty of times about the Richard sisters, I do think that they need therapy. And also, siblings fall out with each other, right? It's a part of, it's just something that siblings do. I think the thing with these siblings is televised for the world to see. And people have their opinions, right? Much like Joe and Teresa over on Jersey. People have their opinions, and the fans can also drive a wedge in between these relationships, right? So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. What I also will say is, when Kathy and Kyle, watching them, at one point Kathy was rubbing Kyle's back. At one point Kyle was holding Kathy's hand like this. Kathy broke down, started crying. Kyle, it all felt very performative to me. I'm so sorry. And you guys know that I do like Kyle, but I gotta be real about it. That felt so performative. And if I'm being honest with myself, I really do feel like the reason that Kathy came to the reunion, much like why Kim came to that weed party, I feel like that this was a big to Sutton, because Sutton was, remember, Sutton told her she already lost one sister, you don't want to lose another. So I think that this is, I think Kathy on top of Kim was basically a fuck you to Sutton and say, I'm good with my sisters no matter what you say. So, all right, you guys, so wrapping up this reunion, like I said, this could have been done in part 2, because Kyle at the end of it really wasn't answering any questions about her marriage. And it's just like, oh my God. Andy asked her about Mauricio. Have they talked about the divorce? She hemmed and hawed about it. She hemmed and hawed, basically saying that they can't really bring themselves to utter that word. But she did say, he asked her, is anybody planning to move out the house? She hemmed and hawed about that, and then said, Mauricio is looking for a place to stay. I was like, Kyle, will you just answer the damn questions? Like, wow. So we also, now, if you guys have been watching Beverly Hills, you guys know that there have been cheating rumors for years about Mauricio, right? There were cheating rumors, like I've stated numerous times, go back to season 9, when they were in Mexico, when that lady served Dorit. There were rumors at that point about him cheating on her, right? Then you guys, if you go back, I can't remember which season it was, but the season that they went on a cast trip and Brandi Glanville had the tabloid with her. And remember, Brandi was saying that Vanderpump told her to bring that tabloid. To be honest with you guys, I don't believe Brandi about a lot of things, but I honestly could see Vanderpump doing that, because the thing with Vanderpump was, I always felt that I always felt that Vanderpump was sneaky. Those are just my personal opinions about Vanderpump. And I will say here right now, I'm not the biggest fan of Vanderpump. Never have been. But I liked her for the show. Her humor I enjoyed her humor, right? So the rumors have been out there. So Kyle says that the rumors basically chipped away at her confidence and trust with him, right? Then they talked about him doing Dancing with the Stars, and they talked about the DMs. Again, everything she never really just gave a definitive answer towards, and it was just like, wow, 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 wow. But you guys always want to hold other people to the carpet on this show, especially Vanderpump. Y'all always, especially that season with Puppygate, y'all wanted to hold her feet to the fire for that. But okay, Kyle didn't like him doing Dancing with the Stars. She didn't like the fact that that picture came out of him holding hands with his partner. Then he was in Aspen with those 2 girls. So I was just like, okay, what are we getting here? Because like I said, Kyle just really wasn't answering anything, because then we moved on to talk about Morgan. Kyle, at this point, girl, just go ahead and say you're bi. She said she did say she was bi. She said the reason why she did the video, she was a little curious. I was like, okay, that's cool. Just say I'm curious about being with a woman. But then you say that you didn't know what the concept of the video was. But then the producers show a scene of you and Morgan where y'all had been asked about the video, and it was basically because people were in the tabloids talking about you guys already. So why not just do this to basically fuck with people, right? I wish Kyle would just be honest and say yes. Now, do I think that she and Morgan had did anything? Honestly, no. And let me explain to you guys why I say no. Because I never got the vibe that Morgan was into Kyle. I always got the vibe that Kyle was more into Morgan than she was into her. Those are my opinions. You guys can let me know what you guys think about that, right? The ladies did think that they were together. Crystal said that. Dorit said it. Crystal said that she got something she got some messages from people, and so she thought that they were girlfriends. I think the whole world thought that they were girlfriends, but hey, it is what it is, you guys. But like I said, with Kyle was skating around the questions. She was going around the mulberry bush, and this nothing. I don't really feel like anything got accomplished in part 3. I don't. I really think that they could have scrapped part 3, to be quite honest with you guys. And Dorit, that little dig that you took at Garcelle, What a coward you are. But hey, it is what it is, you guys. So that is a wrap on season 13 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, I know that season 14, they are actually going to start filming next month. So they're going to start filming in April. Yeah, they start filming in April. So I know their schedule is April. Now, as far as like Potomac needs to take a whole ass break. Please. Potomac, take a break. I've been trying to I've been trying to figure out if I can find out if Miami's been greenlit for another, if they're coming back for another season and when they're going to start filming, but I haven't been able to find anything yet. If you guys know, let me know in the comments section, you guys. That is a wrap on season 13 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you guys. This season, I will say, it was dry. It was very dry. I will say that. Very, very dry. But let me say this. It was dry, but it wasn't as dark as previous seasons have been, right? Because we've had some dark seasons with Beverly Hills. So yeah, it wasn't the best season, but compared to some of the things that we've dealt with them, I'm cool with it. Let me know what you guys thought about season 13 of Beverly Hills. Let me know what you guys thought about this reunion. And that is it, you guys. Let me know. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video, you guys.